guys, welcome to my channel Subhash Sir classes again. In this period we are going to determine the energy stored in a capacitor. As you know, whenever we have a capacitor, we are charging it, then what actually happens inside a conductor, inside that capacitor? There are two charged plates, the conductor 1 positively charged, the conductor 2 negatively charged. Instantly they do not have any charge at all, but as we get it charged on and on, gradually a charge gets transferred from say the second plate to the first plate. If we are having two plates, one is negatively charged, plate number 2, one is plate number 1 positively charged. Suppose we are charging it, means we have connected it to a source of EMF. So what is happening? A charge is getting, a small charge dq is getting transferred from this plate to this plate. So when charge gradually gets transferred from this plate to that plate, it gets more and more positively charged, while this plate becomes more and more negatively charged. So the amount of charge transferred, if that is a small amount dq, then due to this transference of charge, the charging occurs, and when we are transferring the charge from one plate to another against a potential difference V, we are doing some work. Let this small work we are doing be dW. What is work done? Work done is the energy or the charge transferred against the potential. So this is the potential into charge transferred, and if the charge transferred is dq, then this we get is V dq. So dW is V dq, and since we know that V is equal to Q by C, as capacity is Q by V, we get V is equal to Q by C. So we can place it here, Q by C into dq. Now this small work done in transferring a small charge dq from the second plate to first plate to make it more and more charged is q by c into dq. So what is the total work done in charging? The total work done in charging will be stored as energy of the capacitor. So W is integration of dW from 0 to W, and since dW is q dq by c, so we write it q dq by c, and the charge is getting transferred from one point to another, so that the total charge becomes q, total large q. Now going on with integration, we have a constant 1 by c, so it comes out, we have 0 to q, integrating between 0 to q, q dq. You know from mathematics x dx integration is x square by 2. So what will be here? It will be q square by 2. So this will be 1 by c, and q dq integration is q square by 2. The upper limit and lower limits are q and 0. So you get 1 by 2c into small q square. So capital Q square minus 0 square means 1 by 2c into q square. So you get W is equal to half q square by c. What is this? This is the work done in transferring the charge from the second plate to first plate, so that the capacitor becomes charged, and that energy is stored as the energy of the capacitor. So energy of the capacitor became how much? It became, if now energy of the capacitor is taken as U, this becomes half q square by c. And as we know, capacity and potential are linked in many ways. We have a formula C is equal to Q by V, we have a formula Q is equal to CV, and we have a formula V is equal to Q by C. In this formula of ours, this part is used already, so this can be written as, if this is the first equation, you can also be half Q by C into Q into Q by C. Since Q by C is V, so this can be written as QV. So the second form becomes U is equal to half QV. What will be the other form? Since Q is equal to CV, from the second form we can get U is equal to half, for Q we write CV into V. So you get U is equal to half CV square. This is the third form. So summarizing all these three, we get the energy stored in a capacitor is half Q square by C, or half QV, or half CV square. This is about the energy stored in a capacitor. Whatever form you take, whether you take half Q square by C or half QV or half CV square, U will be energy, so it will be measured in joules. So now we get energy stored in a capacitor has three different forms. One is half Q square by C, means we can find the energy when we know the charge, the amount of charge transfer and the capacitance. And it can also be half QV. When we know the charge and the potential difference, we can find the energy. And it can also be half CV square. When we know the capacity of a capacitor and the potential difference between the two plates, we can also find energy. And using these three formulae, you can now solve the numerical problems that are linked with this chapter here. So in the next class, we are going to find the loss in energy when two capacitors are connected. And till that, let us end this chapter. Thank you for watching. Bye.